to overstep the boundaries, to overstep your authority, to go into areas that you don't belong. They will tempt you to betray the trust that has been extended to you. And in that wrong thinking, in that assumption, he allowed himself to be left alone in the house with her. Read your words, what it says. She waited. Okay. And he let her get close enough to touch him. Don't ever think you are above being touched by temptation. Don't ever think that you are in such an exalted position, status, that your title will make you exempt from the enemy reaching out and grabbing you. And she grabbed him, baby. She grabbed his covering. Yes, she did. She was determined. He flees, and he leaves his cloak in her hand, which she uses against him. There's proof. I got proof. She lies. And see, if you're going to lead God's people, you're going to have to grow here.
Yes.
It's vital. It's just vital. Because why? False people, false accusations, and attacks on your character are going to come. And let me tell you, false accusations, false people, and attacks on your character will reveal who you really are.
Come on.
And will reveal where you really are.
Yeah.
You're going to find out real quick. Joseph kept his purity, his virtue, and his integrity. He lost his position, his reputation, and his freedom. This is the second time somebody removed his cloak. He's an innocent man. The depth of character of the man Joseph is becoming is fast becoming clear. It's seen in his conduct during his unjust imprisonment and punishment. The inner man is strengthened. It is not destroyed. And you know the word. Joseph found favor in prison. I think it's Genesis 40. Don't miss two things. It doesn't matter where you are. Leaders lead.
Come on. Come on. Say that.
I don't care where you are.
Yeah.
What circumstances you're in. Leaders lead.
Yeah.
And leaders lead well when they keep themselves pure before God and don't allow bitterness.
My God.
Don't allow unfair, unjust events. Don't allow suffering. Don't allow circumstances to plant bitterness in you. Because you are a leader.
Absolutely.
You're called. The Josephs and the Esthers and the Deborahs and the Daniels and the Pauls and the Peters. Don't let that skew your character. Don't let it alter you in your inner man.
That's good.
Keep yourself pure before God. What we say all the time. We love you, Jesus. We worship and adore you. Just want to tell you I love you more than anything. I believe Joseph sang something just like that in prison. I love you, Father. In the midst of the dungeon. If anybody had a right to get a little upset, it was Joseph. He in prison for something he didn't do. He's innocent. Oh, you know. But verse 6 tells me that Joseph noticed that some prisoners looked sad and dejected. And he took time to ask them why. Why? It's prison. It's prison. What do you mean? and special food and air conditioning, and you wonder why folks don't repent. Look at that. But he took time to ask why. In the midst of unfair personal suffering, Joseph's eyes and thoughts were on others. See? Do you see the change? It was no longer all about him. It wasn't all about his favor. It wasn't all about his position. It wasn't all about his prophetic dreams, destiny, and identity. In the midst of all this mess, he was looking at other people and wanting to know why. And then, when he finds out the problem, I love it, he doesn't depend on himself. He says, because they tell him his dreams, he doesn't say, I'm blessed of God and I can interpret dreams and God's given me dreams and I have destiny and I have a future. No, he didn't say that. He's learned his lesson.
Yeah. Learned his lesson.
He learned his lesson. You know what he says? Don't interpretations belong to God?
Woo!
He won't take credit. He won't take the glory.
That's right.
He's humble. He gives them what we know, what we find out later, are 100% accurate interpretations. And he asks nothing for himself. The only thing he asks is the one that's restored, the servant that's restored, to help him. He said, when you're restored, remember me. And this dude probably forgets the second his feet hit freedom. Yeah, Joseph, I remember you. I said, I'm free, hallelujah. 2 years. 2 more years. Joseph learns to wait. After doing the right thing, after caring for somebody, after putting somebody ahead of himself, he learns to wait. He delivered the accurate word of the Lord, and he had to wait 2 more years. Wait. Wait. Uh-huh. And I'm going to go through this next part kind of quick. Pharaoh dreams. The restored servant remembers. And he said, oh, my sin comes before me today. I think that was a divine amnesia, but anyway. And I do. And then Joseph is brought in. And he tells Pharaoh that God has the answer. And that God, see again, he's not taking any glory. He says, tell me what okay, he says, God has the answer. God can tell you. And so, once he's freed and presented to Pharaoh, he has the answer to Pharaoh's dream. He has an economic plan to keep Egypt prosperous during the famine years. They will emerge alive, well, and full of wealth. And he has a plan to save Egypt, Israel, and the nations around them.
That's good.
The third and final covering comes at the hand of Pharaoh himself. I think it's Genesis 41. I just want to read one part of that. Okay. In verses 33 through 35, he's explaining to Pharaoh what should go on and how to keep them prosperous in the midst of a depression, in the midst of a famine. Prophets, you better be growing and developing because you're going to be able to speak to leaders. And you're going to have a plan. And you're going to have a way to help people stay alive. He says, they should collect. He said, let Pharaoh appoint commissioners over the land to take 1/5 of the harvest of Egypt during the 7 years of abundance. They should collect all the food of these good years that are coming and store up the grain under the authority of Pharaoh to be kept in the cities for food. This food should be held in reserve for the country to be used during the 7 years of famine that will come upon Egypt so that the country may not be ruined by the famine. The plan seemed good to Pharaoh and all his officials. So Pharaoh asked them, can we find anyone like this man in whom is the Spirit of God? I want you to understand, Joseph does not claim the position for himself. He just tells Pharaoh, this is what it means, and this is what you do, and this is how you save your people. And oh, by the way, you're going to come out prosperous and wealthy after the 7 bad years if you do it like this. He doesn't say, oh, I'll be the one, I'll show you. No, he didn't do that. And Pharaoh does it. See, if you wait, if you just are at your appointed time with the appointed word, and you just give it and step back, if that spot is for you, baby, can't nobody take it.
That's it. That's right.
Nobody can have that spot if it's yours. Pharaoh says, can we find anybody else like him and who is the spirit of the gods? And it says, so Pharaoh said to Joseph, I hereby put you in charge of the whole land of Egypt. And then Pharaoh took his signet ring from his finger, he put it on Joseph's finger,